Today I'm going to go over the notes on arithmetic sequences. Many students are going to be absent due to testing, so it's your responsibility to make sure you're keeping up with the videos that are posted and to complete the IXLs that are shared as well. So to begin, an arithmetic sequence is defined as the sequence or the pattern where any difference between two numbers is constant. And we call the common difference the numerical difference, or D, between any two consecutive terms. So here we're given a couple of sequences, which are just patterns of numbers, and we have to determine whether the sequences are arithmetic. To check if they are arithmetic, we have to find the difference between every set of numbers, and it has to be the same. It has to be a common difference. If it's not a common difference, then it's not an arithmetic sequence. So if you are following along, we're just going to say, well, 5 minus 1 is 4. 9 minus 5 is also 4. And 13 minus 9 is also 4. So because the difference between all of these is 4, we say yes, it is an arithmetic sequence, and the difference, D, is equal to 4. So then let's check this one. We're trying to find the common difference. I always take the second term minus the first one. So 6 minus 8 is negative 2. 4 minus 6 is negative 2. 2 minus 4 is negative 2. So because those differences are all the same, we say, yes, this is an arithmetic sequence, and the common difference is equal to negative 2. Now, let's look at number 5. 10 minus 5 is 5. 20 minus 10, however, is 10. And 40 minus 20 is 20. So this is no. That is not a common difference, so it's not an arithmetic sequence. Now, what they ask you to do in Algebra 1 is they want you to look at sequences, and they tell you that they are sequences. So it says, given this arithmetic sequence, they want you to find the next 3 terms. So you have to find the pattern first. Find the pattern. And then once you find the pattern, you continue the pattern onward. Now, they're already telling you that it's an arithmetic sequence, so we don't have to check, but we do have to find the common difference. Well, the common difference is found by taking the difference between any two consecutive terms, so any two terms close together. So I'm going to do 13 minus 9. 13 minus 9 is 4. So if we say that the common difference is 4, that means to find the next term, you add 4. Just to check, 13 plus 4 is 17. 17 plus 4 is 21. And now we are going to find the next 3 patterns. So 21 plus 4 is 25. 25 plus 4 is 29. 29 plus 4 is 33. So we found those patterns. Now, sometimes the patterns are not so easy to find. Sometimes you will get negative numbers or fractions or decimals, and for that, we are going to use a calculator strategy that we've used before. Now, in order to find, or in order to use this strategy, we have to go to Listen Spreadsheet. We label our X, we label our Y, and you might be asking yourself, what next? Because we were only given one set of numbers. However, we're going to write some numbers on top of this. Let's do number 9. I'm going to say, let's put a 1 on top of negative 8, because that's the first term in this sequence. Then I'll put a 2, a 3, and a 4. So these are going to represent your inputs. If I say, hey, find me the second term, you're going to tell me, oh, the second term is negative 2. So that's your output. Well, inputs are x's and outputs are y's. So we're going to put those new numbers in our table. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, -8, -2, 4, and 10. From here, the steps are the same we've done in class. Control Doc 5. If you click Tab, it automatically asks you to label down here your x-axis. And if you click Tab again, you select your y-axis. Now this is a linear type of function because it has a constant change, a constant difference. So to get our equation, we'll click Menu, 4, 6, and option 1. Here we get an equation, so I'm just going to write it down on the paper. We get y equals 6x plus -14, which is the same as -14. Now you might be saying, how did that help me? They're asking me to find the next 3 terms. However, we can put this in the calculator and get a table, and that'll show you all of the terms in the sequence. So I'm going to go to Graphs, and I'm going to type in the equation we found, 6x minus 14. Now, to get a table, you select Control T. Now, if you notice, they give us a table that matches the values we had on our paper. The first term is -8, the second term is -2, the third term is 4, the fourth term is 10. So it makes sense that we just continue for the next 3 values in the calculator, which is 16, 22, and 28. Now this may have seemed like a lot more work than what we did up here. However, it is super necessary to learn these steps because sequences don't stay this basic. They get more and more advanced, but these are the steps that will allow you to get the correct answer every time. So I'm going to skip right ahead to these bottom problems because here they want us to find the rule. The rule just means the equation. So they want you to find the equation to find the nth term. And then they want us to find this thing. It says a sub 19. This just means find the 19th term in the arithmetic sequence. So that up here, that was term 1, the second term, the third term, the fourth term. And this is why we use the calculator. Because if they wanted the 19th term over here, I would just have to keep going until I find the input of 19. So that's what we're going to do here. As always, we are going to clear our calculator completely. I'm going to go to Listen Spreadsheet. I will label my X. I will label my Y. But before I start typing in the calculator, I don't want to get lost. So I'm going to make a table with the values they gave me. My X will represent which term I'm talking about. For example, the first term in this sequence is 7. The second term is 13. The third term is 19. And the fourth term is 25. These are all the values I've been given, so that's what I'll put in the calculator. Seven, 13, 19, 25. Now that I'm here, we select Control, Doc, option 5. We will label our x-axis, which is the horizontal bottom, and we will label our y-axis, which is the vertical top. We see that there's a constant rate of change, a constant change in the points, so we know it's linear. So our code is Menu, 4, 6, and option 1. Now, I know the calculator is a little fuzzy, but we got y equals 6x plus 1. That is our equation. What we need to do now is get a table. So I'm going to open up a graph tab. I'll type in the equation 6x plus 1. And to get a table, I select Control T. You always want to double check that your values are the same. For example, we have 1 and 7, 2 and 13, 3 and 19, 4 and 25. Well, here they're asking us to find the 19th term. So I am going to go all the way down to where the x side shows 19. Here, the input is 19, the output is 115, so that is your answer. That is the 19th term in the sequence. I am going to do, let's do one on the back. Let's do number 13. To start off, I will make my table. The first term is -2. The second term is 0. The third term is 2. And the fourth term is 4. So now I'll input those values into the calculator. And, oh, I forgot to label my X and Y's up here. Now that we've done that, our step is to select Control Doc 5, label X, label Y. It's linear because it makes a straight line. So our code is menu 461. And I got Y equals negative, let me double check. If you need to move it, just grab it, move it. Nope, that is a positive 2x plus -4, which is just -4. And that is my equation. But they want me to find the 19th term. To do that, I open a new tab, I select graphs, I type in the equation, and I get my table by selecting Control T. Now I need to find the 19th term, so I go down to where x is 19, and y is 34. So my output, my 19th term, is 34. So that is how we work with arithmetic sequences. That's our calculator strategy, but you can always try to identify the pattern on your own and just count until you find that term. However, it's always easiest to find that rule, find the equation that makes the sequence come true, and just find it with your table. So I am going to stop the video here. The next video will have some word problem examples because we will have a couple of those this week as well. This video should also help you with the IXLs. There were 2 that were assigned. Just make sure you do those whenever you get the opportunity.